All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, I am super happy and worried at the same time because I think based on this report that has come out by Lance Pugmire and on Fight Hype that this fight with Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford is going to happen. He came out with a report, and what he said in it, for me, who've been very skeptical about former reports, I think this deal is done. I think the message that they gave, and I will go over it with you, basically tells you, man, no, this is for real. These guys are about to fight. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to be in the 147-pound division talking about the mega fight that we've all been going back and forth with on a while. There is a statement that has been made by Lance Pugmire that, for me, pretty much puts the nail in it and says, look, dude, this fight is probably going to get announced very soon. And in a way where I don't think there's a lot of speculation in it. Something that is just very sound, and something that, man, I've heard a lot of people talk about this fight. I've never heard anything that was this concrete. Now, before I tell you exactly what it is and let you know why I believe this more than I had other ones, let me welcome you to the channel. If you're new to the channel, if you are new to the channel, please, man, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so we can chop it up about boxing every day. We really do have a lot of really good conversations that go on a continual basis. If you are a longtime subscriber and supporter, thank you so much for your support. Your support is needed and appreciated. There is a new way to support the channel through super thanks that you can do on videos, which is a little heart down below. So if you missed the live stream or you just want to support the channel and what we do over here, your support would be greatly appreciated. So let's get into this. So Lance Pugmire says, and he used these words, that the lawyers for both parties are now documenting the agreement, and that they overcame the last hurdle, major hurdle to the fight, which was the percentage split on the rematch. With that, I'm saying I believe and also he said that it is going to be announced in the next couple of days. He also specifically said that this is coming from a source that is involved in the negotiations. If he didn't say involved, he implied involved, directly involved in it, but it was not authorized to release his name because of the sensitivity of the negotiations. Right? That right there sounds like somebody that is saying, look, dude, he's saying it in a way that is believable to me. And why is that different than what was said before? First, the last time Lance Pugmire spoke, which was about a week ago, he says that he gives an update like, look, sources are telling me that to not pay attention to any conversation about Errol Spence Jr. fighting Keith Thurman, that Errol Spence Jr. or that Terence Crawford is still engaged in conversations, right? There you go. And it was another quote that was at the end that I can't remember what it was. All right. So that's what he said last time, that Terence Crawford is still engaged in the conversation, right? They're still engaged with Terence Crawford, which means they're still talking, and that Errol is not looking at the fight with Keith Thurman. Then the report came out from Mike Coppinger that said the fight just had all material. Now watch this. All material terms had been agreed to. I guarantee you that the percentage split on the rematch is a material term. So the holdup was that there was still a material term, and I don't know how that could not be material. Also, it is a financial term. So what Mike Coppinger said about all of the financial terms being agreed to, right? That if Lance Pugmire is saying in this report, that wasn't true, because the holdup was clearly a financial term, a 60-40 or whatever the split whatever the split winds up being, because I don't know if it was 60-40 or whatever. Also, it illegitimizes any type of claim about the money about what Terence Crawford agreed to as far as the minority split in the second fight, or the short end of the stick in the second fight. So this particular rumor, or not rumor, because this guy's not saying it's a rumor. He's saying these are guys that are directly firsthand involved in negotiation, which I have never heard anybody else say. They also did not get things twisted. They didn't say agreed to terms. Right? Which is what? Agreeing to terms means that you have agreed to, right, all of the terms. Not agreed to material terms means you agree to some terms, and the material terms to you, or material, but you may still disagree or not agree on immaterial terms. So that wasn't some firm statement that they've actually agreed to all terms. This one here says they're beyond agreeing to terms, that they are now in the process of documenting the agreement. Now, why is that important? Because the agreement is what is important. When you actually see a contract in a written form, that means that they have documented what people have agreed to between themselves, right? For the purposes of any type of disagreement or any type of disagreement or conflict that may take place in the future as to what specifically those two people agreed on. Now, that may sound extra technical to people, but it's really not. It's just very, very common sense. Once you and I agree to do something, we want to make sure that we know what happens in case something goes wrong. Right? So in case this goes wrong, or you don't remember what I remember, right? How will we know what we actually agreed to? Well, we're going to pull out a piece of paper where we documented our agreement. And right there, you signed it, I signed it. That's your physical signature. That's my physical signature. And it has all kind of other stuff in it, like like, for example, you could have things like, I acknowledge that I was consulted by counsel, right? So nobody's pulling the wool over my eyes on any over technical terms, trying to trick me, right? Because all kind of different things. Force majeure, what happens if, there's some act of God that breaks it down, breaks down. If you have all of those type of things come into play, right? If you have, a conflict, or if you have some type of issue, right? How, your issue resolution, how are you going to, dispute resolution? How are you going to, are you going to go to a court of law? Are you going to have a mediator? Is the mediator going to be, who's the mediator going to be? If the mediator, whoever the mediator is going to be, what laws are they going to use, to interpret all of those type of stuff go in you documenting the agreement to the fullest. But none of those things are immaterial terms, right? You agreed to all of the terms, now you're documenting. And I'm telling you, more than likely, they covered all of those things beforehand. So this is the first time, again, the very first time that I have heard a report that tells me, and they're not saying that it's imminent, just imminent. They said that they expect to make that formal announcement within the next couple of days. So, if it doesn't happen by Friday, doesn't happen by next week, okay, something would pop, but I believe this one. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.